You've been running 3 to 4 days a week at the minimum and still not seeing results, you're not crazy and you're not lazy. You're just using the wrong tool for the job. And in this video, I'm going to break down why cardio isn't helping you lose fat and what to focus on instead if you want to drop stubborn belly fat, build lean muscle, and finally feel confident in your body again. And if you guys want to see the how, make sure to stick around for the rest of this video to see a step by step breakdown. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world, or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones, and I was a former sports sales executive for about a year in the NFL. So let's jump right into the video, guys. So before I give you guys the how, I just want to let you know my personal story real quick. I was a former athlete, playing soccer and basketball, year round, always on the grind. And on this left, this is where I was at post high school, right? In the summer, right after I graduated. And I started my journey as skinny fat, where I was thin in my clothes, but had no muscle, had a bunch of extra fat in my stomach, right? And I had low energy and low confidence. And I had like barely any strength at all. And, that's because I was relying on doing cardio 3 to 4 days a week at the minimum, sometimes even upwards of 5 to 6, just to make sure I was staying in good cardio, vascular, strength, obviously, activity, endurance for, obviously playing year round in the seasons. And on top of that, I was skipping meals and not eating a lot throughout my days to like cut weight or to make sure I wasn't gaining, any unnecessary calories and getting overweight. And because of that, I experienced no change in my physique or confidence. And a lot of this, my journey before I actually locked in and got actually started, I was doing it on my own, right? And kind of figuring out and spinning my wheels and just holding myself accountable and holding myself support, like my own support system, right? And before I knew it, I got frustrated. I got super tired of just how I looked, how I felt, and even like how weak and low energy I had, even when I was performing in my sports. So that's when I reached out to, a local coach here that helped me build a routine and a plan that helped me for my goals and my lifestyle. And that's when I realized, and he broke the belief for me that more cardio doesn't equal, better results. And after working with that coach for 10 to 11 months, I went from here at 145 pounds, 29% body fat, to 175 pounds right here at 9% body fat. And I know most people will probably say, like, oh, you weren't 29% body fat here, and there's no way you're at 9% here. Well, guys, I would say this first and foremost, I have pretty good genetics. I definitely will say that I have been able to maintain like a lean physique year round. And in this left picture, I had never really picked up a weight in my life. And most people, when they first get started in their journeys, you guys will have newbie gains for your first year to two, your first 1 to 2 years. So that is when you see probably, if not 25 to 30% of all your overall gains you'll see in your lifetime happen in that short period of time, especially when you're on the right plan, the right strategy and approach for you, right? And on the left, obviously, you see same picture, and this is me today. This picture was taken last year, but I'm still around the same body composition here on the right. So that whole process made me realize it wasn't a cardio problem. It was a strategy problem. And I kept really trying to force, keep doing cardio and cardio over and over because, A, that's what I thought was the right routine or the right plan or strategy to do. And I kept trying to force it to work even though it wasn't working. So I want to give you guys a problem breakdown when it comes to cardio. And I'm not saying don't do cardio, guys. I think that's the biggest mistake people make is there's people that are not doing cardio at all or they're overdoing it too much, just like me. And I would say cardio has its pros, right? It's easy, convenient, you can do it pretty much anywhere. It burns calories and it feels productive. And this is another mistake I see with people's mindset when it comes to cardio, just like me, is that people think it burns body fat, but cardio burns calories, which can be anything from body fat, muscle mass, water that you have, and food that you just ate throughout the day. So, and again, you don't get to choose those calories, guys. So a lot of the times, like me, when I was just only doing that, I was constantly burning the muscle that I had left. And the cons of it when you're overdoing it, guys, is there's no lean muscle gain, which leads to a slower metabolism. It increases hunger and it spikes your cortisol levels, especially if you're not eating the right amount of foods and you're overtraining with the cardio. it will keep your cortisol levels elevated because your body can't rest and recover properly without the proper fuel and nutrients. And there's a temporary burn, but there's a long-term plateau because your body can get up to speed and get used to doing cardio, especially if you do it a lot and for a long period of time. So, as the moment you guys all have been waiting for, here is the real fix. And I'm sure you guys had an idea. The real fix is progressive strength training, guys, because number one, it builds lean muscle and it boosts your resting metabolism. And again, when I see people neglect the weights, and again, it's still one of the biggest mistakes, it's because again, you will neglect building muscle, but also building strength, guys. And the more muscle you actually build, the healthier and the faster your metabolism is naturally going to be. For some of you guys that didn't know, for every extra pound of muscle, lean muscle mass you do have, your body burns on average anywhere from 25 to 50 calories pretty much a day. So if you have 10 extra pounds of lean muscle, you can burn anywhere from 250 to 500 calories a day just from having extra lean muscle and not doing anything more than just having it, right? And it improves your body composition, gives you that toned look. Again, people think the toned look is going to come from just doing cardio, just eating a lot less. The toned look that everyone refers to is when your muscle appears more visible than the body fat you do have. So you naturally lose body fat and it makes your muscles appear, but you're only going to get that through strength training. And that's why you see people who maybe come off a crazy weight loss journey, they lose a bunch of weight, but they have really no muscle and they have a lot of loose skin. Just like you see someone on their journey when they're doing a bunch of cardio and there's something called skinny fat, like I was, right? Where you have little to no muscle definition, but you're skinny, right? So you're not confident on either side of the spectrum. But just to give you guys a quick thing, it elevates EPOC, which is your post-work calorie burn, and it refers to the oxygen intake in the body after strenuous exercise to restore it to a resting state. So it's the afterburn effect. So after you're building, you work in the gym, you work your ass off, you get a nice lift in, your body is still burning calories and energy even after the workout's over because it requires the body to get more oxygen in order to get to that resting state and recover. So your body's naturally burning more calories. And over time, when you're getting your gains, it increases your confidence and your functional strength. And this is why I say cardio is easy to adapt to, guys. When you do, you become more efficient at it, but it leads to less calorie burn, right? And when you're lifting the weights, there's slow adaptation leads to gains because there's so much variety. There's so many different splits, so many different exercises, so many different things like time under tension, so many reps, sets that you can do to always continue to grow your muscle. And it will continuously make this happen, especially when you change all those different variations. And your metabolism, it decreases naturally over time when you do too much cardio. And there's not enough of variety to avoid adaptation or burnout, right? It's pretty much a high ceiling for what your body can do once it gets to its max levels for doing cardio. And on the other side, weight training increases your metabolism long term while providing constant variety and avoids over adaptation because, like I said, there's so many different ways to change your routines, your splits. That's going to make your body never be in a place of adjusting. It's always going to continue to have to force to adapt to something new. So, as a gift to you guys, I want to give you guys the workout structure, and this is for all my busy people, men and women in the world of sports or just all across any career that you feel like you need something short and quick to get in and get out. This is the same type of philosophy I have with my clients where I have them do 30 to 45 minute sessions, 5 to 6 exercises each because it's high efficiency and they get their workout in, they get out, and they get back to the grind and they get back to doing whatever they need to do in their schedule. And again, I always say the sweet spot for this is anywhere from 3 to 4 days a week of working out. So if you want to start in the gym at 3 days a week, here is a full body example. You can do goblet squats, dumbbell bench press, bent over dumbbell rows, dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, push-ups, and a plank hold. You have cores and you have some push-pull movements along with legs. So that will pretty much do everything. And you could do this 3 times a week to keep it simple, just to get started. And I promise you'll start to see some results in the gym. Next, you have like a push-pull legs. So again, 3-day split. You can do your push days, which consist of, chest, shoulders, and triceps. And you can look at the exercise on the screen. You have day 2, which is your pull, which is your back, your rear delt, and your bicep muscles. And again, you can look at the workout on the screen, sample. And then day number 3 is legs, which you can see a sample right here on the screen. And guys, this should take you about 30 to 45 minutes. You'll be in and out. And again, you can stick to these reps or sets or adjust to however you feel is need. And you can do supersets with your workouts, guys. So you can do different muscle groups and train them back to back and then take a rest. So that way it can cut even the workout time down even more. And then next you have 4 days a week, which I love. I love 2 upper body days and 2 lower body day splits. So here's a upper 1 day, which again consists of rows, your shoulder press, your biceps, your face pulls. Then you have a lower body, which has some walking lunges, calf raises, Romanian deadlifts, barbells, and squats. And then you have upper body day 2, and then you have lower body day 2, guys. So again, mirror this however works best for you, but here are some sample plans, again, for both type of splits. So my biggest question to you is, so have you been stuck in this cardio loop? Because I've been there. And I just want to let you know there is a better way. Whether you're someone who works in the sports industry or feels like you're feeling lost and you just want to know where to start, just want you to know what I'm about to give you, this is for you. So drop the word plan in the comments below, guys, and I'll send you the full workout breakdown and a custom template you can do, or you can build out a workout plan designed specifically for your goals, your busy schedule, and your lifestyle. And on top of that, this breakdown is also going to come with some nutrition support as well, because you want to make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, because the only way your muscles are going to grow. Along with, you want to make sure you get 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight so your muscles will grow. And you want to make sure you're eating the right amount of food and the right amount of proportions per day, so it will help you with how many calories as well to eat. So make sure, again, to drop the word plan in the comments below, and I'll make sure to send it right over to you as a gift for you guys, and it will create it within seconds. So as always, guys, I hope this video was super helpful. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and feel free to send this to someone who you feel maybe is stuck in the cardio trap and needs to, break the loop, break the cycle, and start getting on a right routine so they can start to feel confident, build lean muscle, and lose stubborn fat. And as always, family, I'll talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Peace.